Good day, everyone. Good day, sir. Good day, classmate. This is Group A, and our topic is all about United Nations and its current issues.
What is the United Nations? It is an intergovernmental organization tasked with maintaining international peace and security. And the purposes of these are first, to develop peace and security. Second, to develop friendly relations among nations. Third, to solve international problems and in promoting respect for human rights. Lastly, is to be a center for harmonizing the actions of the world's nation. Therefore, the United Nations protects human rights, provides humanitarian aid, promotes sustainable development, and upholds international law in addition to ensuring international peace and security. Next is the internationalization. It is the process of increasing involvement of enterprise in international markets and trades. Now, according to HIT 1997, internationalization not only allows a company to expand its knowledge base, but it is also allows it to catch ideas from a wider range of markets and cultures. So the benefit of internationalization is to provide the business with access to a world of opportunities, leaving the comfort zone to trade internationally and make the business stronger, more successful, and more profitable. Next is the international organization. This organization with an international membership or scope, it covers various aspects of global governance from multiple social and political perspectives. Now, international organizations study the set of norms and rules meant to govern the behavior of states and other actors in the international system. And the role of it is helping to set the international agenda, providing a place for political initiatives, hence facilitating cooperation and coordination among members of the nation. Now, Michael Barnett and Martha Finmore are international relations scholars that listed the following powers of international organizations. And these are the power of classification, which states that having the power or authority to change or shift the meaning of an object. Second is the power to fix meanings, have the ability to fix the meanings and terms of actions. As such, the meanings they create have effects on the various policies. And lastly is the power to diffuse norms, have the power to spread and enforce global values and norms, and it also desires to shape the state practices by establishing norms that define acceptable, legitimate state behavior.
Uh, in addition, we have international law, which is a set of rules, norms, and standards generally accepted in relations between nations. And also international protection, which is a state responsibility to provide asylum refugees, to providing protection and rights. All of this, the internationalization, international law, and international protection are factors that create the idea of global governance, which refers to the various intersecting processes that create disorder. In addition, it encompasses activities that transcend national boundaries at the international, transnational, and regional levels, and is based on rights and rules that are enforced through a combination of economic and moral incentives. In other words, it is the management of problems that are created by globalization through rules and institution processes. Question here is that why is global governance more inclined to international organization or IO than its job itself, which is creating unified global governance? This question is answered by Mr. Andrew Knight, year 2008, in which he stated that the United Nations, or UN, is the byproduct of lineage of attempts at governance that transcends governments. In contrast, yet, it is the byproduct of itself. This explains that, in part, the tension felt within the intergovernmental body as it attempts to fulfill its primary mandate to maintain international peace and security. In order to deepen our understanding about international organizations, relations, and affairs, let us dig deep into the United Nations and its functions.
So, the United Nations and its five organs, which is the General Assembly, the Security Council, and the Economic Social Council, the International Court of Justice, and the Secretariat. Many commentators, writers consider the Security Council is the most powerful, which is composed of P5 countries, which is the China, the France, the Russia, the United Kingdom, and the United States. These countries cannot be replaced by an election within the UN system. So here's the functions of five organs.
So, Security Council. The Security Council has a primary responsibility under the UN character to maintain international peace and security. They determine threats to peace or act of aggressions and resolve it through peaceful and forceful means. So the Security Council is in the midst of preventing upcoming war between Russia and Ukraine. This gives the challenges for CS science since Russia is a part of P5, but US President made a statement that the war would lead to the devastations of world. So President made war lead to devastation of the world so that US President Biden did. He reassures Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky that the US will respond decisively if Russia invade Ukraine. In January 31, 2022, US and Russia spare over the Ukraine crisis at a special closed sessions of the UN Security Council. US ambassador told the council a Russian invasions of Ukraine will threaten global security, which can be led repeating the history, and if that happen, UN will fall down if it's not prevented. And in February 6, 2022, according to American anonymously officials in US media, Russia has a stable 70% of military buildup it need to launch a full-scale invasion of Ukraine. So February 11, 2022, the Pentagon ordered an additional 3,000 US troops to be sent to the Poland to reassure allies. Meanwhile, a number of countries called upon their citizens to leave Ukraine, with some warnings that a military evacuations will not be guaranteed in the event of war. Next.
The Economic and Social Council, or ECOSOC. It is the UN's principal body for coordinating policy reviews, policy dialogue, and recommendation on social and environmental issues, as well as implementation of international agreed development goals. When 7.2 magnitude earthquake hit Haiti and killed more than 500 people, the ECOSOC, or Economic Social Council, already taken action. UN Chief Antonio Gutierrez said that he is closely following the latest unfolding tragedy in Haiti, while UNICEF, or United or known as UNICEF, or known as United Nations International Children's and Emergency Fund reported that its team already on the ground are making assessments to prioritize urgent needs and provide assistance to affected populations. Mr. Gutierrez said that the United Nations, together with the humanitarian community in Haiti, is supporting the government efforts to assist those affected by the earthquake and stands ready to provide further backing the response. He also noted that UNICEF is working with government and non-government partners to provide support to affected communities, with the agency warning that children and families may have been displaced as a result of the earthquake and could be in urgent needs of shelter, clean water, medical care, and protection.
The International Court of Justice. It is the UN's main judicial organ. Its task is to settle legal disputes only between nations and not between individuals. In accordance with international law, legal disputes and submitted to it by states and to give advisory opinions referred to it by authorized United Nations organs and specialized agencies. One of the United Nations International Court of Justice working on a Haitian teenager spends 3 years in a jail for a crime they didn't commit. On February 6, 2022, a young Haitian man is rebuilding their lives with the support of the UN. After being held in detention for 3 years from the age of 15, when they were wrongfully accused of stealing from a local shopkeeper. Also, on February 9, 2022, Iraq makes final reparation payment to Kuwait for 1990 invasion. More than 30 years after the UN Compensation Commission or UNCC was created to ensure restitution for Kuwait following the Iraqi invasion of 1990, the reparations body announced on Wednesday that it had processed its final claim amounting to 52.4 billion in total. These two events are few things yet a huge step of securing peace and unity globally.
So here are the current challenges of Netanyahu. First is discrediting disinformation and misinformation in conflict areas. As COVID-19 hit and create crisis globally, there is also a crisis that gives challenge to UN, which is misinformation of useless or can be a dangerous cure for the virus. But with the help of WHO or World Health Organization, they take action to this rumor and create a partnership with the social media platforms, including Facebook, WhatsApp, Viber, to allow them to communicate with the public and to make it easy for them to have an information that the rumor about anti-vaccine conspiracy theories is a false and not proven theory. And also that can be the reason of massive count of deaths by COVID virus. However, the UN who prevented these rumors, but there are still people who don't want to be vaccinated, so this is still a challenge for UN. Next challenge is the global warming. There is considerable research on increase in global warming negatively impacting our society. Ice losses are rapidly spreading deep into the interior of Antarctic. The warming of the Southern Ocean is resulting in glaciers sliding into the sea, increasingly rapidly, with ice now being lost 5 times faster than 1990s. As we can see, the 1990s iceberg is big now. The current ice is small. The decisions we make today will affect the nature of the ecosystem of our planet. We are losing our most precious resources such as water, and we are polluting the air we breathe. We need to address a wide variety of issues related to climate change and environmental degradation. The effects we are seeing are impacting societies differently, with poorer people and poorer nations being disproportionately affected, and this held a great challenge for UN to be solved. And that's our report, Group A members. Thank you and good day, sir.
Thank you and good day, sir.